Hi guys, welcome to today's SetrocJC channel daily video. As usual, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Now strap yourselves in, let's get on with today's daily topic. This week's interesting news. So basically I've scoured a few websites, come up with some interesting stories, and I'm going to talk about it. So strap yourselves in, let's crack on with this week's news. So this week's first story has a headline of "Runaway Drugs Baron is Caged." So basically this chap from England used to have a drug business. He made a bit of money, 1.2 million apparently. How do they know he made exactly that? Surely he must have made, and surely if he had a drugs empire he made more money than that. I don't know what the definition of an empire is, but that's not really an empire in the drugs trade, is it? Surely most of them have flipping yachts and aeroplanes and stuff, these people. But anyway, he had this drug empire. He realised he was going to get caught. He jumped bail and he fled to Spain, because Spain used to be one of these countries where you could just, if you'd done something wrong in England, you could just move there and no one could touch you. Why are these places existing? It's like, if you cause a crime anywhere in the world, surely you should be able to get arrested and sent home to serve your sentence. It's ludicrous. These people do these horrible crimes, get caught for these things, and then they just fled off. Sorry about that, a little bit of a bang. I got a bit excited. They fly off to these other countries and just live in luxury in Spain, knowing that you can't get caught. But anyway, we had a word with the Spanish people. We said, hang on a minute, this ain't right. This bloke's done a lot of damage in England. He's got some sort of empire in the drug trade. We want him back. So we went over there. Our serious organised crime agency stormed his villa in Spain, and basically he fled into his secret panic room. It wasn't that much of a secret, was it? We found it. What's the point in having a panic room? I thought panic rooms are for people who are rich and stuff, so they basically run in there. They see they're going to get robbed, they run into this room and they basically hide out until the criminals are gone. But surely the police aren't going to get bored as quick as criminals are. The police are allowed to be there, aren't they? So what's he got in this panic room? Has he got 10 years supply of tin beans and stuff and a toaster or something? He's got a toilet in there, is he, and all that? But so anyway, he flew into this panic room. The police don't care he's in a panic room. They just kick the door in. They arrest him. He gets shipped back to England and put in Belmarsh, which is probably one of our worst prisons in Belmarsh. But compared to some of the prisons in the world, it's probably like a bloody Sunday school, holiday camp sort of thing. In most places in the world, they'd be flipping doing hard time and flipping cutting cotton in fields or something, or flipping building roads. But no, not in England. Basically you get banged up. If you're on good behaviour, you get tellers and stuff. It's a flipping joke how the English penal system is a laughing stock amongst criminals. The general public think it's a waste of time. It's a flipping joke. In England, you cause a crime, you get sent to prison, and people just don't really see it as fitting the crime that you've done. So but anyway, the good news is he's in Belmarsh now. He's got at least 20 odd years to serve. He's in his 40s now. He'll be an old man when he gets out. He won't be selling drugs when he's an old man. So hopefully he will have learnt his lesson. Mind you, looking at the photo, you won't get on the wrong side of him. He looks like a flipping mentalist. Okay, so the next story is 2 arrested after mass brawl at Legoland. So basically, for those people who aren't from England, Legoland is one of these little theme parks. Obviously, it's got Lego in it, lots of Lego models and things like that. Stuff for kids, really. So basically, you take your kids there when you're in the summer holidays over the weekend and stuff. And it's a theme park, and so there's basically queues. We love to queue in England, and in most theme parks you end up flipping queuing for ages, isn't there? So there's this queue, and this violence broke out apparently as mums and dads lost their tempers. So this is probably a nice day. They were a bit hot and bothered. The kids were probably playing up. They thought, bollocks, sod this, let's have a flipping scrap. So there's one bloke who's upset. He's having an argument with his family apparently. And someone ends up grabbing a barrier pole. It's like, why is it some people, when there's a bit of a fracas going on, a bit of hostility, they start grabbing weapons? It's like, what weapons are around? Quick, grab a weapon. I might need a weapon. So he's grabbed the barrier pole. He's wielding that like a madman. Everyone else is flipping kicking off. Other people are joining in. So it's like this one bloke versus this family. So I'm guessing this family must have been causing a few problems. There's no way one one bloke's going to start causing trouble on his own, is he? But obviously that's my opinion, not the opinions of anyone else. So the police are called in, they chuck him out the park, they say, look, you're not allowed to flipping fight in here, this is a place for kids, this is a place for families. What kind of a scumbag starts a fight in a flipping family place? It's ridiculous. Apparently it was vicious as hell. This one witness has said it was vicious. All hell broke loose. I think that's probably a bit of an exaggeration, isn't it, really? All hell broke loose. I think there's a lot of stuff going on in the news at the moment where there's probably more hell breaking loose than a couple of people having a scrap at a theme park. But there you go. Okay, so the next story is apparently the world's oldest man has been found in Bolivia. Apparently he's 123 years old. 123, imagine living to that age. In England that would be a bit of a miserable existence, I think, but out in Bolivia he lives at, like, a long way above sea level, which might have helped him. Apparently he reckons he was born in 1890, although there's no actually documentation that's official stating this, so unfortunately he won't get into the Guinness Book of Records. Do you think he really cares about the Guinness Book of Records? I bet he's never even heard of it. He lives up in this village in the back of beyond in Bolivia. I think it's 4,000 metres above sea level or something, or feet, I don't know what they measure it in. But anyway, he's up there. He don't care about the Guinness Book of Records, does he? I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over the fact he ain't going to get into that. He doesn't care. He looks like he ain't got any teeth, so he's got bigger problems. He's got bigger fish to fry. Apparently he keeps fit by walking around the village a lot, so he'll be alright. He don't care about stupid awards. He just wants to carry on living. How long do you reckon he wants to live? Do you reckon I bet it must be weird when you get to that age, because he can still walk. He's a bit dodgy on his legs and all, but I expect he's still happy. He wants to knock on for a few more years because he lives in the back of beyond. He hasn't had all the fatty foods that we get nowadays, has he? He hasn't had any. He's got the healthy air. He's got no pollution up there. All the things that shorten our lives. Smoking. He doesn't do no drinking. Apparently, I bet he's had the odd tipple, hasn't he? If you got to 123 and you haven't been drunk very often, you'd be a bit upset, wouldn't you? But apparently he chews cocoa leaves, so I bet that helps him out a little bit. But he ain't worried about the Guinness Book of Records. Good luck to him, that's what I say. That book's a waste of time anyway. Everyone always goes to the same page, don't they? The world's tallest man, all this cobblers. Okay, so the next story is another one about age. So basically, an 80-year-old man is the oldest to conquer Everest. So this bloke from Japan is a mountaineer, obviously. He's become the oldest person to reach the top of Mount Everest. Now, I've seen programs on Everest, and it's not like a walk in the park, this thing. This is obviously the highest mountain in the world, and it's not an easy thing to climb. And this bloke's managed to do it. But he's done it, like, this is the third time apparently. He done it when he was 70, he's done it when he was 75, and now he's just done it when he was 80. So it's not like he's not done it before, so he knows how to do it, but it's still a big feat. I'm not sure most people can do it now, but apparently the record might only last for a few days because there's an 81-year-old Nepalese man who's actually climbing it as well. He held the record previously, so he's obviously noticed this 80-year-old's on his way up, isn't he? This bloke, he's like, hang on a minute, he's trying to beat my record, I ain't having this. So he's flipping going to go up there now, isn't he, this 81-year-old? So it's a bit of tit for tat, really. But ironically, this 80-year-old man that's just done it, in the photo, he's sat down in a seat. It's like, why are you sat down? It's like, you're 80 years old. If you just living climbed Everest, at least stand up for the photo. People are going to get the wrong idea if you sat down, aren't they? So stand up for the photo. You can have a rest later, dude. Okay, so the next headline, ex-Romanian princess on cockfighting charges. Flipping that. So this Romanian, well, it says it all, doesn't it, really? She's been done for cockfighting, this bird. She's basically set up these cockfights in America. I don't know, 10, just 10. So basically, I don't know, I'm sure everyone, basically this is like cocks fighting. So cocks are obviously male chickens. Yeah, that's about all you're going to get from me on that. They're male chickens. Apparently they strapped razor blades to their legs. That's a bit cruel, isn't it? But I suppose if you're into this game, you're not really worried about cruelty, are you? I bet she's not a vegetarian. So they basically done this. She set up these flipping fights Apparently her family's in exile. I'm not sure who she is, I don't really care who she is, but she's been done for this. So cockfighting, I thought that was the sort of stuff that they did in like olden times on ships and stuff, and then pirate films. I didn't realise it was still going on. Why don't they bet on other things? Like boxing or stuff like that. Well, in these back alleys, they're still betting on flipping how well cocks can fight, and dog fighting's also still big as well, isn't it? That's even crueler, that. But yeah, so she's up on charges. What does she get? Hang on a minute, let's see what she got for it. Well, apparently she hasn't been charged yet. She hasn't been sentenced yet. She's just been charged, but she could get a maximum of 5 years in prison for that, apparently. Naughty girl. Go back to being a princess. She's an ex-princess, for crying out loud. Surely she was brought up to do better things than that. How desperate she must have been well desperate to sink that low, hadn't she? Okay, so today's final story is about a knitting group that apparently has been told that they can't meet at the local library because of dangerous needles. So this knitting group's been banned. They basically go down there, this group of 20 to 30 women, the Knit and Natter group apparently. They meet up at this place in the library, and they basically knit stuff for like premature babies and stuff, which is a good thing to do. It's nice, isn't it? But apparently they've been told that they're not allowed to meet up in this new hall that they've been given anymore, because the knitting needles are either too dangerous, that's one story anyway, or the fact that they make too much noise. Now, I'm no expert, but 20 to 30 women in a room is going to make a lot of noise, isn't it? There's going to be a lot of men's ears burning around in that neighbourhood too, I bet, and there's a lot of gossip being flipping shared. I bet that's what the women are more annoyed about, the fact that they're flipping not allowed to gossip anymore. They've got nowhere to go to have a good gossip, good chin wag, waste a bit of time, moan about their husbands, moan about all the other single ladies in the road who might be getting more action than them. That's what they're worried about. They're not worried about their flipping the fact that they're not allowed to do any knitting anymore. They're more worried about the fact that they've got nowhere to go to have a good gossip. Hope you enjoyed this content, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. I'll catch you in the next video.